Good morning and welcome to another edition of United Way for Southeastern Michigan's What's the Word Wednesday. My name is Audrey Walker, and today we will be talking about how to find summer programs that fit your family's budget and your children's needs. Any of us who are parents know all too well, the past few years have been disruptive and at our best for our kids, just disruptive to their schedule with health and vaccination challenges. And remote schooling have all resulted in learning loss, social emotional impacts, and the loss of opportunities to just be a kid. So summertime is so important for our children, both to increase opportunities for learning and offering our kids enriching and rewarding experiences that they will remember for a lifetime. And that's why today we are so excited to be joined by Alondra Cuney-Jackson, Interim Co-Director at Detroit Youth Development Resource Center, and Mariah Adams Lawton, Executive Director and CEO, Healthy Kidz Inc., to talk about opportunities in Detroit and beyond for finding after school and summer programs for your kids. As a reminder, the last 10 minutes of today's conversation are reserved for questions. So please leave your questions in the Q&A box if you're watching on Zoom, or in the question box if you're watching on Facebook. So first, we'll learn a little bit more about today's speakers, and then we'll hear from them. So Alondra is responsible for network strengthening and advocacy, as well as engagement and communication for the Detroit Youth Development Resource Center. She is a native Detroiter who graduated from Cass Technical High School, and Alondra studied psychology at Michigan State University and then went on to receive her master's in social work from Wayne State University. With over 10 years of experience in mental health and youth development, Alondra is passionate about using her tools and education to serve the community she grew up in. So we're so excited to have her with us today. And then Mariah Adams Lawton, who is joining us, has over 35 years of experience running after school and sports programs. She was a teacher at the Detroit Public Schools for over 25 years and retired from DPS in 2008. She has implemented a wide range of sports and enrichment programs all over the city of Detroit and in the Detroit Public Schools Community District. Her mission is to enrich kids' lives through opportunities, and currently she is the CEO of Healthy Kidz Inc., After School Kids Zone, Summer Jam Day Camp, and the Tyndall Activity Center in Detroit. She holds a master's in education from Marygrove College, and in her spare time, she loves hanging out at Tyndall Activity Center, reading and doing community service projects. So, I mean, just a wealth of experience, and we are so happy to have you. Please join me in welcoming Alondra and Mariah to What's the Word Wednesday. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you for that introduction, Audrey. As she said, my name is Alondra Cuney-Jackson, and I am with the Youth Development Resource Center. And I want to kick us off and let you know a little bit about what the Youth Development Resource Center is. We currently are, we are in the Metro Detroit and surrounding areas, and we work to support Detroit area youth development providers to strengthen their individual and collective impact. And we do this through shared measurement, continuous quality improvement, professional development, and advocacy. And today I am here to talk about Discover Your Spark. Discover Your Spark is a promotion of the United Way of Southeastern Michigan and of the Youth Development Resource Center. We know that summer programming is a huge time for our young people to get enrichment, to be involved with one another. And we especially know during these trying times with all of these transitions, it is really important for our young people to be in a quality program. This initiative is a part of our advocacy efforts and a part of our efforts to ensure that young people in Detroit and surrounding areas have access to quality summer programming. So we have the Summer Program Finder. And one thing we do want to make sure when our young people are in programming, we want to make sure that this allows them and parents to spark a new interest in a program. We also want to make sure that during the summertime when they're not in school, when our parents might be busy doing work, that they also have a time to have a sense of belonging, being used in activities. We also want to make sure with the Discover Your Spark and with summer programming that our young people are connected to academic motivation and are in a safe place and environment, and that they get connected to caring adults. And Discover Your Spark will help us do that. So I'm going to dig into a little bit about what Discover Your Spark is. So it's a program finder with over 200 programs that are currently active. We have programs that are from hybrid to online to in-person, and programs all the way from pre-K through high school. So ages 4 to 18, you can find a summer program for your young person. It's activities from sports, science, math, and it serves Wayne County, Oakland County, and Macomb County. And one of the great things about Discover Your Spark, it is free to low cost offerings. So if you're looking for a summer program, most of these programs are free to low cost. So we're going to go to the next slide, and I'm going to show you how the website works. If you look on my left-hand side, it might be your right. If you look on the side, you can literally look up programs, you can filter. So you can look by location, you can look by type, you can look by the days of the week, you can look by the grade, you can look by the keyword. And then if you look at the site, here's an example right here on the screen. You'll see that we have Dr. Blotch's Writing Challenge, which is online. Like I said, it can be online, hybrid, or in person. And if you click register now, it will take you to the site to register. I do want to give one disclaimer. We use the link that the providers give us to actually take you to the register now. So it might take you to their webpage, or it might take you directly to their application link. But we do want to let you know that all these programs are currently active. We do work hard to make sure that these programs do have spots and that they are active. So we can go to the next slide. And if you look on the program finder, one thing we want to make sure is that you might find some familiar programs, so a list of local providers that you trust, and there might be some new programs. I was just looking at it recently. There's clay programs, so young people who might be interested in creating clay or artwork. There's programs specifically for young people who have autism. We have Healthy Kids on there, a summer program who's been around for a while. We also have sports programs, STEM programs, online, in person, a lot of programs for our young people and for our parents to take an interest in. So we can go to the next slide. So when we talk about summer programming, some questions we get is, what should we look for in a summer program from parents? You want to make sure that the program is safe. So when we say safe, they have caring adults. We want to make sure they have safe in the environment, so the building is safe, that they're practicing COVID protocols if they are in your area. We want to make sure that it's age appropriate. We also want to make sure it's supportive. So when we say supportive, we want to make sure it's inclusive. We want to make sure that they are meeting the needs of your young person. So you might want to ask questions about, what does it look like for my young person to be included in this space? We also want to make sure there's skill building. And when we say skill building, we mean that we want to make sure they might be doing some academic enrichment, some art enrichment, some literacy, that they are working on maybe some soft or hard skills during the summer. Let's go to the next slide. And that is a little bit about Discover Your Spark. If you are interested in seeing our website, viewing the 200 plus programs, you can go to www.discoveryourspark.org. You can also visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Discover Your Spark. And if you are a provider, you do provide summer programs to your young people, and you're interested in being listed on the directory, you can contact me at alondra@DetroitYDRC.org. And I have the privilege of introducing Miss Mariah Adams Lawton, who is also listed on Discover Your Spark, who has been doing this work, summer programming work, for a number of years. She was my 4th grade teacher. I attended her day camp at the age of 5. I'm 33 now, so she's been doing this for a while, sports, recreation. Miss Mariah Adams Lawton, who will talk to us a little bit more about summer programming.
Hello, how are you everyone today? And thank you, Alondra. It's just unbelievable that you are introducing me for this program. I didn't think I would still be doing this, but this is my passion and this is what I enjoy doing. I've been doing summer camp programming for 32 years. This will be our 32nd summer. This year, we started in the basement of St. Cyprian's Church on the south side of Detroit. And then the program grew from 15 kids the first year to like 75 the next year, and then it went up to like 200. We actually moved it into the Go Lightly Educational Center, where I was the teacher there, and we've been at several Detroit Public School Center schools throughout the years. Summer day camp for us is that's what most kids look forward to, away from school, you know. But I'm the type of I was the type of teacher, and the reason where I kind of started it is what I was running the after school program at Go Lightly, which is like your latchkey programs, and the kids were like, "What are we gonna do when school gets out? You know?" So I came up with this idea to open up a summer day camp. And it's just grown by leaps and bounds over the years. And I've watched young people like Alondra and a whole lot of other ones grow up in the camp and then bring their kids back to camp. I think I'm on the next set of kids back to camp. So like their grandkids. And so it's just been a fabulous summers that we've had so many memories. In summer camp, we're actually this year, we're located at, well, look at the Tyndall Activity Center. The city of Detroit was so gracious to allow us to take over the Tyndall Activity Center, located on 7 Mile between Wyoming and Myers, is our home now. We are no longer inside of the Detroit public school system for our camps. So we were able to fix up this building and call it our home. So it's been our summer day camp program for the last 6 years here that we've been here. So we offer anything from, well, I mean, more a little. So when COVID hit, kind of changed up the plan. So we've been doing summer jam all these years, and it's an 8-week program. Kids can get dropped off as early as 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and it's very structured. Parents get a schedule every week. It's different every week, every hour on the hour on what the children will be doing while they're at camp. We do open houses. The kids have a variety of activities they can do: dance, swimming, golf, robotics, STEM, education being number one on the schedule every morning. Because I am a career teacher, that I felt that was the most, you know, we've done that for years. So when Alondra was in it, they did education hour every year from 9 to 10 o'clock. So we are still doing that. But we have all types of sports, enrichment activities. The kids perform for their parents on the last night of camp, which is an exciting time. The kids own and operate their own businesses while they're here at camp. So camp has just gone from, you know, 15 kids to now well over 200 kids in the summertime. So 2 years ago when COVID hit, we didn't know if we were going to continue camp. I was like, oh, my reign of camp is over at 30 years. All right, we're going out with, you know, style. So I reinvented camp. So I grew up at, you know, Leelanau. I grew up at Crystal Lake Camp. We were afforded those opportunities as children. And in the summertime, not necessarily in the neighborhood, my grandmother was a principal down in Southwest Detroit. And a lot of the parks were the places where we went for our camp. It was water hose water. It was a shelter in case it rained, but more like we were out there all day. And what we did figure out is we figured out who the coolest mom on the block was, because in my house, if you went back home, then you had to stay. So we found the coolest moms. So we had a place, you know, to use the restrooms, to, you know, get cool or stuff like that. So, but the things that I learned during those camp times, just, you know, learning how to play baseball with a stick, learning how to play kickball, how to double dutch and all that. So when COVID hit that first summer, I decided to reinvent camp through my eyes and my childhood. So I opened up What's Good in My Hood Outdoor Adventure Camp, because everything was required to be outdoors. So we started with it. I didn't think it was going to work out. I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. I had a great set of staff and we pulled it off. And the kids actually spent most of their day outside. They learned how to pitch a tent, and our little ones, we take them as young as 3. That's where they took their naps. So they pitch a tent, they built a fire, they went on scavenger hunts in the neighborhood, they did yoga outside, they did karate outside. I don't think we even came in. They cooked their meals on the grill in like the 10 meals. So we just took it back to the things we did. We had an old-fashioned water balloon fight, and I guess I was the trick. I was the joke in that one. It seemed like everybody wanted to hit me with water balloons. But it was a lot of fun, and the kids, really enjoyed it. And one of the kids that we always we have to talk to all the time, he said this was the best camp ever. And if you know my camp, like Summer Jam, those kids go to all the water parks. They have tennis lessons. They have golf lessons. They very seldom stay on site. They're always moving. But this year we had to stay on site. We couldn't get on buses and things like that. So we had to get creative. And other people heard about it. The National Forestry Department heard about it. All different, venues heard about it. It was like, well, can you do this? Can you do this? And can you do this? So out came the next camp. It was called What's Good in My Hood STEAM Camp. So the kids got to do robotics, coding, drones, engineering, dancing. I mean, it was just, so we opened it up. We ran out of space at the Tyndall Center. So the church next door, Detroit Central Baptist Church, actually opened up their doors and said, well, we have the space, please feel free to use it. And then it got bigger than that. So now we're here in 2022, and we put the application online last week, and we are almost completely full at 100 children that will go to the two separate camps. And now we're opening back. So now that we can do a little bit more, because COVID is moving down, but I hear it's going back up. We're actually gonna, with the help of the city of Detroit, GSD division and Parks and Recreations, hoping to open another camp for the kids on the waiting list over at the Oak Grove Church, which is located down the street. And we will have 50 kids at that camp. And a couple of East Side camps have asked us to kind of help them with programming. We will see. So that's what the kids do. The kids come in, they have lunch here, they have snack here, they have all different activities going on. The parents know exactly where they are at what time. We have marvelous camp counselors, camp directors. We have 2 new camp directors this year. It's hard to relinquish some of this stuff, but we have 2 outstanding. They actually started in the camp when they were in kindergarten. They were summer camp counselors one has been with us for 9 or 10 years, and the other one has been here for 4 as camp counselors. They will now be co-directors, and that'll be Jalen Hayden, Ari Brown. And so they are taking over the reins of summer camp. So tomorrow night is our first open house for the new parents that we are going to get. And I do have the flyer for this. For the open house. It's tomorrow night from 5:30 to 6:30. And then we'll have another one in May. And we'll tell you all about, the information at camp, all the things that the parents need. There's a COVID safety packet as well on how we handle those situations. So if you're interested to come out to our open house tomorrow night, we are serving food. So that's people love to come for our food over here. If you can't make it tomorrow, you can definitely stop in at the center, at the Tyndall Activity Center at 10301 West 7 Mile, or you can give us a call. I believe this flyer, this information is on Spark. I believe so. I think I saw it. Also, real quick, we also have another program. Once parents always say, well, once my kids turn 13, 14 years old, they can't stay at home. So this year we decided to do a youth rebuilding Detroit program for my 14 and 15-year-old. It's a camp, and the kids learn hands-on practice on the skilled trades. So they're going to learn, we're actually going to build a tiny house, a replica of a tiny house this summer. And with the help of the Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Forestry Department, we will put on a 8-week program for those young people who are interested in skilled trades or just want to learn how. So they'll get in electrical, plumbing, and all of that. So it starts at the same time as the other camp, but these are for our older children and our teenagers. So that has been my life for 32 years. It's expanded, and COVID has really, made us think outside the box. on what we can do and how we can do it. It's not about going to all the water parks every week and to the zoo in Toledo and Kozai and Imagination Station. Sometimes just good old fashioned fun is what these kids really like, and they love it. They really love it. They don't ever, when the parents send me pictures of when they get in the car after camp, everybody's asleep, everybody's head is back.
Yes.
So well, I've done my job. We've done our job.
Mariah, I could listen to you tell these stories all day, and it's just so wonderful to hear so many of the different connections. I feel like I have to say thank you on behalf of our entire community, just with the positive impact you've created throughout all these years. And then to have this connection here to one of your students who is now promoting all of these summer activities. It's just like quite the combo here today. That's just so heartwarming, so important to hear how we can connect, how you both can connect our community on so many different levels, even in the midst of the pandemic, even in the midst of reimagining, going back to some of the things, that you that we all did as kids, I feel like, and then just really that importance of community, of belonging at a summer program that you can tell, you have said yourself, you have children who've been there for years and years and years and really have taken ownership of it, even as they get older. So that's so inspiring in itself for these summer programs. And I know we did have a question here of if I had a program that I wanted to be listed on the website, how do we make that happen? And I believe, Alondra, you had mentioned if they email you.
Yes.
They can contact you, and we can share that email here in the chat as well, so that we can really see how we can get connected here. And then also, we'd just love to see how we can, or what time the meeting is tomorrow. Mariah, if you can let us know again what time that meeting is.
The meeting is from 5:30 to 6 tomorrow evening. I'm trying to put up my other one. Where is he? Where did my other one go? It went somewhere. The open house one. Oh, what happened to you? I don't know what happened to you.
So 5:30 to 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Right, 5:30 to 6:30 tomorrow.
Oh, to
at Tyndall Activity Center.
5:30 to 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, April 14th at the Tyndall Activity Center. You will have the open house for summer camp.
Correct.
Right. And then you had mentioned this new program where you're having a partnership building the tiny house. We have a question here of how can companies support this type of program if they want to connect? Do they reach out to you? Would that be the best way if they want to connect with you to support this type of program?
Yes, they can call me. They can call the number at the bottom. Yesterday we had BASF Corporation come aboard. Of course, we utilize our Department of Natural Resources, the U.S. Forestry Service. So they can just reach out to me. We would love to have, it's called I call it connecting the dots. So, building relationships with people, because this has just grown out of a project I did up in Idlewild, Michigan this past summer. So this has just snowballed into but there are kids who really enjoy I started a little small program with the help of Diversified Services and the United Way out of school time program. We were able to do some of these things last summer to kind of see how it, worked, and it worked too well, I think. So we actually turned it into a real program. So we hope to make this program all year round.
Oh, wow. All year round. Definitely will keep you busy, I'm sure. In all the best ways too. We do have a couple of questions here too, a little bit more about parent involvement. So even with some of the virtual programming or even the programs that you offer in the summer, how can parents be more involved or make the programs even more engaging if they are learning at home, or even just being involved with their child's interaction with the summer programs?
And I know in general, when we talk about parent interaction, one thing we do say, if it's online or if it's in person, is to take that time to get to know who your young people's counselor is, director is, and ask if there is space for you to come in and volunteer. Maybe, and one thing we do when it comes to summer programming in at YDRC, we really make sure we practice student voice. I know oftentimes in the summer, parents is like, hey, you're just going to do this program. Oftentimes you do get more buy-in when you explore with your young people. Hey, what is it that you're interested in? And maybe have them sit down with you on this program finder. But the biggest thing is to ask questions, ask how you can be involved. I know at YDRC, one thing we do talk about as well is parent engagement and youth engagement. So those are a few ways that I can suggest.
For us, we love our parents. I love all my parents. And Alondra's mother, Miss Darlene, was one of our biggest supporters, our biggest cheerleaders, our biggest volunteer. She had three at one time. And so our parents go on our field trips. Parents volunteer and help with lunch. They help with some of the parents we hired to do enrichment programs. So we're also hoping to work with an AAI program, African American Institute, where they're going to have parenting sessions for the parents, maybe once a month or whatever, and the kids are going to perform, or they're going to show what they learned in it. They have to do that here in camp. That's one of our biggest nights at camp. Is the last night of camp, which is on a Thursday, when the kids actually perform. There's a theme every summer. Our parents are just priceless going on trips, especially the water parks, because we need as many hands on deck as we can. Yeah. We invite the parents to come in at any time. We have parents helping with, coordinating the handbooks and all that. So I can say in 32 years, I've had the best parent creation I've ever seen. It's just been amazing. Our parents.
That's so great to hear, and it gives people and parents an insight to know how they can support their kids and the programs, as you're mentioning too. And one thing to go along with that, when we were talking about help or staff that you have at the programs, at the summer program, what kind of training do they receive? What should a parent look for, maybe avoid if they're going into a summer program? And then also, if someone wanted to get involved in that capacity with the program, how do they get connected? So I know that's a couple of questions in there.
So our so if you come to the open house, you actually meet the directors and the counselors for summer camp. Majority of my counselors are returning from years past, and then we've been going down even further with some of our counselors. So they meet the counselor, they get to see the rooms and the operation. We kind of give them of what a day looks like at camp. We have to be flexible at camp because it can pour down raining and all our activities are outside. So we learn how to go into, and with the two young people, they have grown up in camp. So they know, they know how camp is run. I'm very meticulous on how I want things done. I want it organized. Communication is key. We have parents on an app called Remind. We give them information so the parents know, what's going on. Because it could be one time we had camp one year and the electricity, I guess we had a bad storm, there was no electricity, and trying to contact 100 parents is kind of difficult. Yeah. So we have ways. I tell the parents at the open house, there's a chain of command. You start, with the counselors if there's some issues or desires. Then if you can't get done, you see your directors, and then I'm the last stop on making the decision. So, but we like I said, we see the parents every day. We talk to them. We communicate with them. How other people can get involved is they are looking for some more, because as we get bigger and bigger, we need more camp counselors.
Yes.
Most of our counselors, most of them are teachers, because then they're off in the summertime. So, our counselors, our directors are now teachers. So we look for people who like working with children. We do background checks and fingerprinting, because we are licensed through this. We are going to be for camp. We already a licensed child care center during the school year, because we do have after school programs here from 3 to 6:30. We provide transportation to a lot of these, from the after school program. We actually go to the schools in the area and pick up the children to participate. Unfortunately, we are booked solid full in here, overflowing with children in the afternoon. So we're looking to expand our space, hopefully next door. to the church for after school programming and things like that. But we look for people that are just generally love kids. They do have to go through an interview process. They do, like I said, they do have to have background checks, and that's including all of our enrichment instructors, anybody working with kids. The building is not open to the public during the day. There is a person that is stationed at the front desk during camp, you know, in case somebody does come through the door or anything. So we're kind of private back here. You know, people don't really know what we're back here doing, but then, you know, so we do have different things in place, and, you know, safety. We do fire drills. We now do active shooter drills. I got to figure how not the kids get so upset by that. So I got to figure out how we're going to tone that down a little bit, but it's a need. I'm sorry to say it's a need. But before I say that, I also want to thank United Way, because they're the ones who got my spark going last summer when they gave us funding to actually do more stuff at summer camp. Our summer camp is fairly inexpensive. It's $225 for 8 weeks. And it includes everything, all their field trips, and, you know, their time that they're here and everything. It used to be like when I think Alondra, I think y'all stopped at about $600 for the summer, but it's gone all the way up to $1,100. But the kids were going to the water parks, and we have to have charter buses and all those different things that they were doing. So with the help of United Way, out of, you know, school time programs and some other funding we got, we were able to knock the tuition down a whole lot for the parents, so it can be more affordable for more kids to participate. And we don't turn kids away. The good fellows give us scholarships for kids whose parents may not be able to, you know, afford to send them.
That's so wonderful. And I know we're running out of time. It sounds like we could be talking about this all day. And again, I'd love to hear all of the stories of the connections that have been made through the community. We do have all the information in the chat here. You know, you can find our replay of our town halls here. If you need to revisit this information, you can go to Discover Your Spark. You can find Mariah at the open house tomorrow from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Tyndall Activity Center. And it sounds like there is just a wealth of programs, a breadth of programs for all of the wonderful children and parents in our community for the summer. And we thank both of you for your passion, your attention to this, your focus to this, your, you know, over many years of supporting children in our community where they need it the most. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you and your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing us the time.
You're welcome. So as a reminder, for those of you who may be experiencing a need, our 211 helpline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We maintain a running list of available services in the community, and we can connect you to the supports that you need. So please don't hesitate to call. You can also look up resources by using our 211 resource database at unitedwaysem.org/211. Something else we'd love to introduce to you is our upcoming 21-day equity challenge. We would love for all of you to join us in our second annual 21-day equity challenge. The challenge takes place May 20th through June 17th. And participants receive emails every weekday filled with videos, articles, infographics to broaden our collective understanding of the history and current issues surrounding racial inequity and what we can all do to move forward. And additionally, there will be opportunities to engage with fellow participants and share what we've learned through virtual events throughout the month. So we'd love for you to join us on this journey. You can sign up at unitedwaysem.org/equity challenge. And then our next town hall for next week on What's the Word Wednesday, we will be joined by the Innis Center for Children, and they'll share more information about their programs to support youth in foster care and families. So as I mentioned before, to see our previous town halls or upcoming topics, please visit unitedwaysem.org/virtual town halls. And the website is also included in the chat box. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you found some valuable information. And as always, stay safe and continue to live united.